just tough matchups from beginning to end. And can't wait. So, don't know what's going on with my Google Hangouts, but we might have to freestyle it and just do it on speakerphone. But we're going to make it happen. This is a BS3 sports show. We improvise when needed.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Taylor.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? How's it going?
Nothing much, man.
Doing good, doing good. All right, man. So,
Good.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, we just had a crazy conversation. I had a friend of mine that's a Giants fan. We had an Eagles fan on. We was going back and forth. But I know you're also a Giants fan. Like I told the listeners, your name is Taylor, which is named after LT. So I know you definitely got some Giants blood in you.
Yeah, man, I bleed blue through and through. It's my parents are absolutely obsessed. My dad was born Taylor fan, huge. My mom had a little crush on Mark Bavaro. So we kind of just, I grew up with the Giants all the time. My parents had the cops called on them because neighbors thought they were fighting, but really they were just screaming at the TV. It's just, that's just how my family roll, I guess.
Cool. All right, so Giants, going into the offseason, Cruz is gone, Brandon Jennings is gone, but adding Brennan Marshall and Geno Smith, what is your thoughts on this offseason for the Giants?
To be fully honest, the Victor Cruz, he's a Giant. He'll be a Giant for life. I thought going into last season, how was he going to perform? And you could tell during the game, the separation ability wasn't there. His veteran, route running ability to read the defenses, it was unmatched within kind of what the Giants had at the time, which is Odell Beckham, who's a God-gifted, amazing athletic ability, is not as experienced, and then except of course last year was a rookie. But then you kind of saw, maybe Victor Cruz isn't what he used to be. They got rid of him. That's fine. Rashad Jennings, to me, too much tap dancing. So I wasn't really too concerned about getting rid of the running back, to be fully honest. The offensive line was an issue as well, so it's hard to run without a line, of course. And then you look to this offseason and the addition, Brandon Marshall, huge addition, red zone threat. That's exactly what the Giants need. That's what Eli needs, to be fully honest. I mean, the defense doubles. They run bracket coverage on Odell. They bring that safety over. Who's going to be the guy to make the play? Sterling Shepard did a great job. I think he had 8 TDs last year as a rookie. But you need that guy to just, Eli can just throw it up, especially in the red zone. And Brandon Marshall's a big man. He's not a little boy. He'll fight you for the ball and he'll get it. So that's huge. It's almost like a Plexico Burress, a little shorter than a Plexico Burress, but that's that big body threat. And then Geno, he could be QB too. He has a lot of work cut out for him in the preseason to prove that he's healthy. So far, he's been having a pretty solid camp. Him and Josh Johnson are splitting those QB2 reps. So we'll see how Geno Smith holds up, and then Davis Webb they drafted as well. But Evan Ingram, who I'm sure you wanted to talk about at some point, he is going to be a tremendous threat in addition to this offense that it's going to be a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to facing this wide receiving core. I'm going to be honest. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm being straight up honest. Brandon Jennings on one side, OBJ on the other side, Sterling Shepard. There's so many opportunities for Eli to air it out, just plain and simple. So a guy I just had on, he was an Eagles fan. He said he doesn't know if OBJ is going to be able to pretty much handle his emotions. He had a couple of issues last year, kicking the net or the kicking net and all the things that went on. Do you see him maturing going into this next year?
Well, I do, and for a couple reasons. He has a veteran presence in the locker room now, in Brandon Marshall, who is going to, I have a feeling he said that, I'm not here to kind of like really babysit Odell. I'm not here. If he wants to come out, if he wants to reach out to me and seek my leadership, that's fine. But I think the Brandon Marshall presence, Brandon Marshall, was a nutcase too. And then he calmed down, and now he can be the veteran presence. Victor Cruz was there last year, but guess what? He was going to Miami on the boat. He wasn't the veteran leader to say, maybe we should wait till the playoffs are over and then go party. So he needs a veteran guy in the wide receiver room to say, Odell, let's chill out, let's get this W. But then also, Odell wants that contract. So if he's going to be freaking out on the sidelines, just doing things that are a distraction to the team, and especially penalties that may hurt the team, what are the Giants? The Giants aren't going to be, falling head over heels, making sure they give him all the money in the world which he wants. So he has a lot to prove in terms of maturity, and I think he'll be smart, and I think he'll get mature. And I don't think people are making a big deal about Brandon Marshall and Odell being able to kind of share the field together because of their personalities. But I do not think it's a problem at all.
Okay, and it's going to be a sight to see both of those guys on the field, and I think you made a great point. Brandon Marshall has been where Odell Beckham Jr. is. He's been there, done that. He's matured, and I think he'll definitely be able to impart some wisdom into Odell Beckham. So that's a tough matchup right there. You mentioned Evan Ingram. Is he the starter at tight end? Coming in, rookie. Is he going to be starting, you think?
He is, but I think it's going to be a package based. He wasn't known necessarily to be a blocking tight end at Ole Miss. He ran a lot from the slot. He's pretty much a glorified wide receiver. And what I mean there is he's so fast. He ran a 40 faster than Odell did at the combine. And he's big. So what he needs to work on in his blocking. But the Giants picked up a guy named Rhett Ellison. He played for the Vikings for a little bit. He can be that blocking tight end, and they can bring in Ingram to to be a tight end, just to make sure that the Giants have the ability to run different packages. Last year they were stuck in a certain package for the majority of the season because they didn't have any blocking tight ends. They really didn't have that great of a threat as a receiving tight end. And then, of course, they barely had a line because their tackles are terrible. But, So the short answer, Evan Ingram will be getting starter reps. Will he be in every play at tight end? No, because they'll bring in the Rhett Ellison, the addition that they added in this offseason as well to be that kind of blocking guy.
Okay, all right. I think that's very interesting that this guy has come in with really a lot of stock. I mean, a lot of people are talking about him just being a rookie. It's rare that you get that where you're getting this much publicity, this much pub, this much excitement about you. But more power to the guy, and I wish him all the best, coming into this season. Now let's talk about this running back position. It's been a position of question, it seems like, for a while. You guys draft Wayne Gallman from Clemson, and you've also got I can't remember his name. You don't have Rashad Jennings anymore. But what's your thoughts on this running back core? And do you maybe see Wayne Gallman possibly starting at some point in the season?
I don't, and I'll tell you why. Paul Perkins, got reps later in the season last year, and he he kind of proved that he can play in the league, which was great because he has the ability to, make people miss, and he can still hit the hole. Now, he may be getting, running back 1 reps, which is like kind of the starter reps, but then you have a guy like Orleans Darkwa, where he had a pretty good game against the Cowboys, actually. I don't think it was last year, maybe year before. And he's a very hard runner. He'll run you straight over. He doesn't care who you are. He'll hit the hole with a tremendous burst if the hole is there. So he's going to be getting reps as well. Is it going to be a 50-50 split between him and Perkins? I don't think so. Perkins, may get majority, and then Shane Vereen will, if he's on the team, if he's healthy, can get third down, those third down reception touches and the blocking out of the backfield. Where Wayne Gallman's going to have to hope he gets some reps is prove himself on special. And, from there, you'll get the reps in the backfield. But there's a couple guys ahead of Gallman right now, and if it gets to that point, that means somebody got hurt. And I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, you don't want to see any injuries because no team wants to see that. No team wants to see injuries. So I don't see Eli getting hurt, which I think would be probably the biggest injury that you don't want to see happen. But the wide receiving core that you guys have is pretty legit. It's legit. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes down. I know you're following the team very closely. And at camp, are there any surprises that you have seen or any surprises that you want to see?
There has been. There's been some standout guys. I'll go with a guy actually in the wide receiving core who is Darius Poe. He was a rookie last year. He ran a 4.4 his pro day. He's like 6'3", but he didn't make the team. I thought he should have, but it ended up going to Roger Lewis, who ended up getting some playing time. Got some burn last year, but then I guess ended up getting arrested this offseason for being high and driving, or I forget what it was, but he got in trouble in the offseason. So I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but he's been having a breakout game of sorts, so that's a good thing. He's one of those guys that has to prove himself on special. On the defensive side of the ball, you look at a guy like Dante Dion, who's like a 5'9" corner, and he's probably going to be, one of those nickel guys. I thought he should have made the team last summer. He did not, but he's one of those guys. He's like a pit bull, man. He'll come up, he'll hit you. He's only 5'9", but he plays like he's, 6'3". He's one of those guys, so he has heart. And I think he'll surprise a lot of people, especially this preseason. And then Michael Hunter is another corner that has surprised people. But again, there's so much depth on kind of in that secondary where you have DRC playing slot. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of depth they'll find. And then I guess Evan Ingram today's practice was probably the biggest one so far. It was closed to the public, but media had access and they were only allowed to tweet. And apparently Evan Ingram had a great day. He's just learning the offense, but he's kind of just getting used to it, getting used to the timing with Eli. So I was happy to see that. And then Orleans Dark with that running back has been having a strong camp as well. And so we just got to pray that guys like, Eric Flowers and the rest of that offensive line can start impressing some people.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you for coming on. Once again, we have Taylor of Giants Blue Blooded. Make sure you do have, I believe you have a website that's out, right, that you do blogs on.
Yeah. It's on my Twitter account. It's just one of those type of WordPress blog that I have going. Sometimes I run pad simulations, but I'm gonna hit everybody with kind of a season